final regular season college football Saturday begins in Stillwater. Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys in a Big 12 battle against the West Virginia Mountaineers. Well, it's a rainy senior day at Boone Pickens Stadium. Both teams trying to finish the regular season on a high note. And one of the seniors honored pregame, Cowboy quarterback Spencer Sanders. He's dressed, but we were just told he will not start. And Charles Arbuckle, that is a huge loss for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Jay, when you got a guy like that that can come off the bench or out of the bullpen, that gives you a lot. But look at the wins, 30. Look at the rush by yards by quarterback. First with over 1,000, almost 2,000 yards. So this is a real key for him.
Enter the true freshman, Garrett Rangel. What an opportunity for the kid from Frisco, Texas. He made a start November 5th at Kansas. Good and bad. Threw for more than 300 yards, but he threw 3 interceptions.
You expect that out of a true freshman. Yeah, and you expect him to come back and play hard. Let's see what this offense can do for Rangel to give him some comfort on his second start.
We may also see Gunnar Gundy, coach's son, who's also a redshirt freshman on this Cowboys team. Those are the 2A and 2B quarterbacks, if you will.
And you saw Spencer Sanders, the wily vet, getting in his ear, letting him know what to do this first drive, calm down, make plays.
West Virginia in white. We are underway in Stillwater. The rain pouring down, just about 40 degrees here. Brennan Presley on the return, and he's stopped right around the 20. So instead of Spencer Sanders, who the home fans were hoping they'd see for perhaps one final time at Boone Pickens Stadium, he's got a decision to make at the end of this season, whether he'll test the NFL or come back for his COVID year. Instead, we get the true freshman, Garrett Rangel. Jaden Nixon in the backfield with him.
With the rain, you expect this team to try to run the football, which they haven't done well all season.
Throwing on first down, finds Presley, breaks a tackle, has the first down all the way across the 40, and that'll settle the nerves for Garrett Rangel, just making his second career start, gain of 21 through the air to start the drive.
Really nice block by Braden Johnson on the outside to spring that even further. That's like a run, just a long throw. You get your guy in space.
This time a quick hitter to the other side. West Virginia reads it well, a loss of 2.
Aubrey Burks coming up quickly to make that tackle.
You know, Charles, as a former player, the emotions from making your first start and now your second start, there's a big learning curve, I'm sure, between those two.
It is. It is, because now you know the speed of the game. You understand what you have to do to calm yourself down.
Rangel throwing again. He's 3 for 3 to start this game. Went right back to Braden Johnson.
Look at the anticipation on that throw. He's able to get the ball out. They're going with tempo, but that ball was out of his hands before the receiver came out of his break.
Rangel, an ESPN 300 quarterback, true freshman out of Frisco, Texas, played at Lone Star High School. They really like this kid, 4-star. And now getting a big opportunity to try and win the final game of the regular season, get the Cowboys to 8 wins. A 3rd and 3. Empty backfield. Rangel, pressure coming, gets rid of it, and it's dropped. Rainy day here. The ball slippery, and it was dropped by Braden Johnson. That should have been a 3rd down pickup.
Oh, man, and it was behind him also. The ball there, look, all he has to do is hit him. Now, you can catch that, but when it's rainy, sometimes those are the ones you drop. They've had some of that this year with this Oklahoma State team. These veteran receivers have made plays, but that's one you got to have. That's a 1st down for you.
Frustrating opening drive after the true freshman Garrett Rangel had made some nice throws. They were moving the ball, and it stalled at midfield. West Virginia at the 15. Preston Fox had nowhere to run with it. So let's get our first look at Garrett Green. This West Virginia offense, the sophomore, also making his second career start, much like Garrett Rangel for Oklahoma State. He showed some real flashes, Charles, some real flair. He brings a big play threat for sure.
He does, and he can do it with his arm or the legs. I think that's one of the reasons why he's in there now. The offense needed some spark, and they feel like he really can give them that that they need to try to win this last ball game.
Play action. Only a gain of 2 to the tight end. Brian Polanday wrestled down. The Green came in for JT Daniels in the middle of that Oklahoma game, won that game, earned his first start last week against Kansas State. Offense looked really good to start that game. To the ground game. Trucking through traffic, gain of 4. Tony Mathis sets up a 3rd and manageable. Now, speaking with the West Virginia coaching staff, offensive coordinator Graham Harrell and head coach Neil Brown saying, Green doesn't need to do it all. He's always looking to make the big plays. Sometimes you just need a game manager that's going to keep the drive alive.
Protect the football for them, but also run the football. That's been a key ingredient for their wins when they've gotten them this year.
3rd and 3. Cowboys send 5. Green, what a good throw. Just squeezed it in to Bryce Ford Wheaton. Tight window. He delivered first down.
What did Graham Harrell say? Skill set is elite. And you're going to see it here with the quick slant. He knows he's going to get smashed by the safety, who's a big-time hitter back there, Jason Taylor, but still held on to the football. My uncles used to say back in the backyard, if you're going to catch, you might as well catch it. You're going to get hit anyway.
1st and 10. Mathis tripped up in the backfield. Mason Cobb, who's the leading tackler for this Cowboys defense, in on the scene. Loss of 2.
They're aggressive, even in run. Look at 0 and 5. They're coming quick now, getting down and making a play.
Quick hitter to the flat, bounced out of bounds, right back to Mathis. Both of these teams like to play with some tempo.
Yeah. And I think it's the reason they like it is because it keeps the defense from making substitutions, and it allows them to go fast. Now, right here, they're not going with tempo. They made a substitution, and it allows Oklahoma State to come in with a different package as well.
3rd and 9. Garrett Green of the West Virginia offense trying to get to the 40-yard line to keep the drive alive.
Free play.
Oklahoma State jumped. Green gets rid of it. West Virginia picks up the first down, tumbling across the 45. Polanday, the tight end, 2 catches on this opening drive. And we have our first flag of the day.
Number 52, defense in the neutral zone at the snap. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
They'll do this. They'll go fast, and with a hard count, it just gets people off sides, and that's what you can't have. You got to be able to stay and not jump.
Green throws incomplete over the head of Bryce Ford Wheaton, but there's a flag down at the 45-yard line. Jabbar Muhammad was in coverage.
And Muhammad was on him tough.
Prior to the ball being passed, holding number 7, defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Now, Jay, I love having conversations with officials about this because they'll let you touch, they'll let you do that, but you can't grab and pull. And that's going to be the problem. It comes in late, but as he's going to attack the football, Muhammad is pulling on him, and that's where the penalty flag comes in for holding.
Into Oklahoma State territory. First drive of the game for Garrett Green in West Virginia. Incomplete. Nowhere near Sam James.
Talk about this Oklahoma State defense, too. They play much better at home than on the road, and that's been their kind of their mantra this year. Aggressive, they attack you, they come with some blitzes in the run and the pass game. You'll see a lot of that today from how they attack this West Virginia offense.
Green, pressure coming. Slipped, and now down he goes. Nothing Garrett Green could do. Cody Walterscheid finally wrestled him down for a big loss of 11.
Watch 9. Brock Martin, the first one to the party. He slows everything down for Walterscheid, but the key is Green almost gets away from it and couldn't quite get away from both of those big guys coming after him.
Big sack for the redshirt junior. And now West Virginia backed up to a 3rd and 21.
They talked about Brock Martin being the heart and soul. Started 32 games, has played in 60.
The delay of game. Didn't get the snap off.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So a 3rd and 26 for this West Virginia offense. There's head coach Neil Brown. He's facing heavy criticism. 21 and 25 record. The Mountaineers fan base been very vocal in recent weeks of they've lost 4 of 5. Conservative play call on 3rd and 26. And West Virginia will be forced to punt.
Benson coming up with a nice tackle from that linebacker position. He and Mason Cobb just always seem to have a thing going about getting tackles.
Both teams with what looked like a promising opening drive that stalled out right at midfield. Oliver Straw, the Australian, on to punt it away for West Virginia. Presley, a line drive, lets it bounce over his head, and it stalls at the 12. Well, we're just talking about Mountaineers head coach Neil Brown, the heavy criticism he's faced with West Virginia losing 4 of their last 5. We'll take a look at the state of West Virginia football, give you the latest when we come back. West Virginia and their head coach Neil Brown enters today 4 and 7. Mountaineers head coach facing a growing chorus of voices calling for him to get fired. But here's the latest according to our colleagues Adam Rittenberg and Chris Lowe. They think Brown could very well be back, citing the fact West Virginia is without an athletic director, Shane Lyons, who left 12 days ago, and Brown's large buyout at just near $17 million. We asked Brown directly his feelings on the situation. He told us, you know, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, he's grateful to finish this season with these guys. He still very much believes in this team, and he's 100% focused on Oklahoma State. He told us, whatever happens next week, we'll deal with that next week.
Yeah, and these guys are playing hard. I haven't seen any slowdown in that. And then talking to Chris Lowe late last night, he was just saying, hey, you got to factor in the transfer portal, signing day, but also the athletic director that's hired. That's going to be a key part of what happens at West Virginia.
Oklahoma State taking a shot, and it's dropped to the 35. John Paul Richardson couldn't quite corral it.
Yeah, that would have been a huge catch. But the real big key is, we talked about it all this week, is the record. You can see they're starting pretty well in the second season, but they haven't been able to keep that consistency and have winning seasons, which the Mountaineer fans are accustomed to.
But the portal opens up. And then West Virginia with a great sack on 3rd down. Oklahoma State's going to punt from their own 6.
This Oklahoma State offensive line has had some issues, and this, if you're going to struggle today, this team will get after you. They got guys that can go and get you every time.
Well, to your point, Charles, force it a 3 and out like that, you can still see there's no quit in this Mountaineers team despite
West Virginia
the
number
record.
36 is wearing jersey number 81.
And Neil Brown would be the first to tell you this team has underachieved. He recognizes that, but I don't know if you can replace him without an athletic director in a time time where you're going to be able to compete in the portal and with your incoming class, because signing day is not too far away. Right now, Cowboys defense trying to get off the field. How about Garrett Green? He steps on the gas, untouched, into the end zone. The sophomore scrambles his way for a West Virginia touchdown, 36 yards.
That is what you have to have if you're going to beat this Oklahoma State team. He could see it and everything working, but what happens is he's going to see the wide open angle, and all he needs to do is beat Kendall Daniels, who has a bad angle, doesn't take the right angle on him. And Green, I told you earlier, can run the ball, and that showed you right there. Huge touchdown.
You know, West Virginia's coaching staff joked with us that they love Garrett Green. They love his intensity. He's brought great energy since coming in during that Oklahoma game and last week against Kansas State. They said, hey, you don't need to make the big play all the time. Now, that time they'll take the big play.
Oh, they'll take that every time. And I think the other thing is we talked about the air raid, right? It's become the run raid, right? You can see he understands. It's almost like it's a call, but the safety single high is out of position and everybody else is blocked up. When you have that, look, he sees the eyes right away. I think this was a design call, knowing that safety was shaded over. He used the eyes to get him in conflict, and Daniels is a big-time hitter, but he just couldn't come up and make the play. That's the one guy you have to make that play on that. He was the only one that had a chance. They saw that, and the one thing I wanted to say before that drive was the field position was perfect for a sudden change kind of play. And it normally comes, Jay, from a pass, but we saw it there with the quarterback kind of design run and understanding, hey, who I beat, and if I beat him, I'm in for 6.
Cashed in on great field position. The defense really set that up, and then the punt only went 30 yards. So a one-play drive of a 36-yard scramble for Garrett Green. And now let's see how Oklahoma State will answer offensively. Running the ball on first down, stuffed by that Mountaineers defensive line.
That's the first offensive rush by a running back.
Crazy.
I mean, this weather, we got rain coming in here. It's okay. We feel like we're in the elements, but you got to run the football when the weather's like this.
Yeah, it continues to pour here in Stillwater.
You know, when you got Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas up on the billboard up there high above, they probably want to see the ball run more too.
Unloading a deep shot, though. Incomplete. A couple of yards ahead of Braden Johnson, who is streaking down the sideline.
They've been enamored with the deep throw, and they've been able to complete it, but there's also been some feast and famine. Right here, Braden Johnson is open, but the ball thrown way too far inside. Jacoby Spells is on the coverage. Couldn't keep up with him.
Garrett Rangel starting in place of Spencer Sanders. 0 for 2 on third down so far in this first quarter. Mountaineers send 4. Rangel in trouble. Sacked again. Lee Koba shot out of a cannon, and on back-to-back defensive third and longs, West Virginia gets a sack.
See Koba coming off of that left side, and they have given this offensive line trouble. When you get in third and long, it makes it really tough. They haven't run the football. 100 ranked in the FBS and rushing the football, and it's showing when they get behind the chains.
Now, we were just having a conversation about Neil Brown, who's on the hot seat, West Virginia head coach. His team has come out on the road at 11 o'clock in the morning local time, and they've played with a point to prove.
They have. They want to play this game, and you can tell they're in it to win it.
41-yard punt. West Virginia up 7-0. Offense back on the field from their own 30. So much to keep track of today, not just all the football going on the final Saturday of the regular season, but we've got some coaching news emerging this morning. Matt Rule headed to Nebraska. Chris Lowe from ESPN just reported Lane Kiffin an extension at Ole Miss. And we've got a quarterback switch after Garrett Green did a fabulous job to open the scoring for West Virginia. Here's the true freshman, Nico Marchiol, out of Chandler, Arizona, freshman lefty. Set to throw for the first time. Unloads a deep ball, taking a shot. Incomplete. Reese Smith dove all out, but couldn't come up with the grab.
Yeah, Nico says, hey, I don't care. I'm going to come out and make some plays. Wow. When we heard he would be playing, we knew he'd get an opportunity to get.
I did not know this early, though.
I didn't either. I thought it would be later in the game. You know,
Neil Brown explaining to us that this does not burn Nico Marchiol's red shirt. He's only played in one other game, so I want to give him an opportunity to play on the final day of the regular season. See what they've got with the true freshman. And that's a miscommunication on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, the thing is you get 4 games before you have to basically burn your redshirt year, and I think they want to really give him an opportunity to get in and play and see some live action.
How do you balance that, Charles, with you want to win the football game too, and Garrett Green's been outstanding to start this game?
Well, I think you look at it from this standpoint. They've done a pretty nice job against this this defense, and the field positioning plays a role, and they probably talked about it. Here's where we'll go, either in the second quarter or sometime early first quarter, so you'll get a chance against their starters.
So instead of riding the momentum after the Garrett Green touchdown run, it's a 3-and-out for West Virginia.
Yeah, it was one of those situations where Green had really played well, and then you put yourself in a position where you want to give the young guy an opportunity. Let's see if they go back to Garrett Green after this drive.
So right now you've got 2 true freshman quarterbacks in for Oklahoma State and West Virginia, respectively. We just saw Marchiol go through 3-and-out, and Garrett Rangel, who's playing in place of Spencer Sanders, he's still trying to find his footing in his first quarter as well.
Well, I'll tell you who isn't trying to find his footing. Jazeer Cox coming up and making that tackle. He's all over the field for a 3rd consecutive week.
Throwing, hit as he threw, and he overshot John Paul Richardson.
That's the one thing you're going to have with the young quarterback. Some of those throws in the middle of the field, just some things are off. Remember earlier in the game, guys behind them, not able to catch the football cleanly. Those are some of the things, and the rain doesn't help.
3rd straight drive that Oklahoma State has faced 3rd and long. The 2 previous drives, they were sacked. Rangel in the rain, gets rid of it quickly. It's caught, churning those legs near the first down marker. Presley is going to be 1 yard shy.
Brennan Presley did a nice job of fighting to get those extra yards. It looks like they're going to punt.
And frustrating first quarter for Oklahoma State offensively. 4 straight punts to start this game. Preston Fox back to receive for West Virginia. Really nice punt, backpedaling all the way to the 14-yard line, calls for the fair catch. Final week of the regular season. Out to the flat. Garrett Green back into the game, finds Sam James for a gain of 4.
Yeah, this offensive line has played much better today than watching them on tape, especially against Kansas State. They beat Oklahoma, then they lose to Kansas State 48-31. But I think they even talking to this whole program, they hadn't played consistent all year long. It's been 1 week we play well, 1 week we don't, and I think they want to put together a last game that's really strong if they're West Virginia.
Running on 2nd and 6, weaving through traffic. Jalen Anderson falls forward. That sets up 3rd and 2.
Jay, it almost sounded like they were playing this like a bowl game for those guys that are leaving as seniors, and also the younger players getting a chance to come in and play and get some action before the season ends.
Well, it makes sense, right? You don't have that bowl game, so you might have to experiment on the road in Stillwater. But I think more than anything, you want to try and win this game, end the season on a high. 3rd and 2. Handoff Mathis blown up, ran into an orange wall. Huge third down stop.
Yeah, that linebacker crew did a really nice job. McCobb and Benson, watch 0 and 1 show up. But also on the very edge, that was a really nice play by Sean Michael Flanagan, who started it, and then everybody else came to clean up. That's what you want to see defenses do. If you can keep contained, start with one guy, you'll finish with 3 or 4.
West Virginia had all the momentum. They put in the true freshman Nico Marchiol. He goes 3 and out. Big hit. That's an easy call for the officials. You can't do that.
No, you got to give him a chance to catch it.
Laid the lumber before the ball got to him. Caden Prather just bulldozes Brennan Presley.
Kick catch interference. Number 3, kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
The gunner coming down. Prather hits him before he's even able to catch it cleanly. Left side of your screen, you're going to see 3 coming in. It never gives him a chance to catch that ball cleanly.
Let's check in with the studio with Kevin.
All right, Jay, and second screen viewing mandatory this weekend. We've got Georgia Tech over on ESPN. The Dogs inside the 10-yard line. Of course, the #1 team in the country headed to the SEC championship game. South Carolina Clemson, the Palmetto Bowl over on ABC. The Gamecocks off a huge win over Tennessee. And Coastal Carolina headed to the Sun Belt championship game, taking on James Madison on ESPNU.
Thank you, Kevin. Oklahoma State still looking for points at the end of this first quarter. They got a West Virginia penalty on the punt, so into Mountaineers territory. First play of the game, the Cowboys went 21 yards. Since then, 12 plays, only 6 yards. Looking for a spark. Can they get it here? Rangel takes a deep shot, jump ball, and it's caught. What a catch. Brennan Presley went up and got it. Just like that, Oklahoma State into the red zone.
On top, went up and got it. Aubrey Burks is there as well, but can't defend well enough. They will take deep shots and have some explosives. You talked about the offense not going well. Now they'll go fast after a big play.
That was the spark they were looking for. The run game, DeAndre Jackson. Take another look at this great grab.
The ball is just thrown up really high, stays up in the air, but Presley goes up and gets it at the highest point. Aubrey Burks was there, just could not break that one up.
Presley out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Bigsby High School. What a great player he's been for Oklahoma State. Broke out in the Fiesta Bowl win last year against Notre Dame, and he's followed it up with a terrific junior season. Pump and go. Rangel fires back of the end zone. Incomplete. No call, no flags. 3rd and 9 upcoming.
Stephon Johnson there. Really good defense right there also by Rashad Ajayi. Just stayed there, worked with them, and didn't push, didn't pull. Fans will be a little upset, but that's just, he did a nice job of not panicking in that position as a defensive back.
Trying to punch it in at the end of this first quarter.
Lack of a run game still seems to hurt these Cowboys.
Rangel 0 for 4 on 3rd down today. Trying to change that. Quick hitter. It's caught. Muscling to the 1st down line. Going to be a really close call. They went right back to Johnson. Temper starting to flare here at the end of the first quarter as the officials signal 1st down. So a 1st and goal for the Cowboys.
Johnson had no problem taking on the whole West Virginia Mountaineer defense. Really nice job of catching the football and not dancing and turning to get the 1st down.
This is the end of the first quarter.
First quarter comes to a close. Oklahoma State will start with a 1st and goal from inside the 5 to start the 2nd quarter. The lone touchdown, Garrett Green, a 36-yard scramble. Big 12 battle on the final college football Saturday. Start of the 2nd quarter in Stillwater, Oklahoma State without their starting quarterback Spencer Sanders. Back up, true freshman Garrett Rangel trying to punch it in on a 1st and goal. Trickery, and it pays off. Brennan Presley waltzes into the end zone untouched. Cowboys touchdown. What a start to this 2nd quarter.
Looks like he might have hurt his hamstring on that. Oh,
no, he faked you out. He faked you out on a little dance move.
Listen, that was awesome. I love that play because they do it a lot, and then they're able to bring him back in and then almost boomerang him out. Look, the defensive end, everybody sucked in on that. That was a nice play design by Casey Dunn and this offensive staff. Got me with the fake hammy.
That's awesome.
Oh, that was good.
And it was Presley who set it up on a big catch at the start of that drive. It took a little while for Garrett Rangel to settle into this game, but when you have a wide receiver like Brennan Presley, nice little security blanket for you.
Well, the design of the play forces everybody to think DeAndre Jackson is going to get it. And then you saw the bandit 44, Lunell Carr. Once he turns his shoulders inside, he's done. There's no opportunity for him to reverse field and come back. I think the other thing with this is this offense has to do a lot of that kind of stuff because their run game hasn't worked consistently, but those kind of things help them. They haven't run much screen game today, Jay, and that was the one thing that Oklahoma shut down. And I talked about that with the coaching staff, and that was one piece. I think they really have to do everything they can to manufacture those short throws, but that was a really nice play design.
You know, we've seen both teams over the course of this 1st quarter go to some younger guys. Final Saturday of the regular season. Get some guys some live reps in a real game before the end of the year. One of them is Garrett Rangel, the true freshman quarterback, and he's growing into this game. Some frustrating opening drives, but that was a really good one.
Well, when you have a young guy, I mean, I read an article, his mom says she still gets nervous, you know, when she sees him play. But as a freshman, you expect that. You expect some of the growing pains, the learning pains of playing the quarterback position at this high level, especially against a defense that has guys that have played 30, 40 games and understand the nuance of what you're trying to do.
Now it's Garrett Green and West Virginia's turn. Their last win against Oklahoma State, you'd have to go all the way back to 2014. They've lost 7 straight. Plowing forward, Tony Mathis, gain of 4.
Yeah, Mike Gundy's record against West Virginia has been really, really good. But I think the thing that this provides for this West Virginia team is fighting for your coach. You don't know what the outcome is, but all you know is that you can control what you can control.
All tied at 7. After the Oklahoma State touchdown. Green, quarterback keeper, finds a hole. Picks up the 1st down. Garrett Green, what a threat he is in the run game.
He really is. Jason Taylor, you talk about their all-everything safety, does make the secure tackle. But you got to be prepared for his running. If he sees an opening in that middle of the field, which Oklahoma State will allow you sometimes, he will take off and run and pick up some positive yards.
He's got 5 rushing touchdowns on the season, including 1 today. Capable passer as well. Steps up in the pocket, pump fakes, now throws on the run, incomplete.
Nice job by Cobb. Again, Mason Cobb. You call his name all the time. 85. I mean, he's a stat guy. He got stats galore. 11.5 tackles for loss this year. 85 tackles. Always seems to be where the football is. If the football had a magnet, Mason Cobb's head would be attached to it because it seems like he's always there. Typical linebacker.
Here's Mathis trying to spin his way free, stuffed up at the line. Xavier Benson on the stop, and this is 3rd and long.
Xavier Benson, really nice job of filling the hole there. They're going to go fast again, West Virginia.
Trying to catch Oklahoma State unsettled. Green tucks and runs. First down, still on his feet, but there's a flag down in the backfield all the way at the 24-yard line that could negate this terrific Garrett Green run.
Holding, number 72, offense, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
The right guard, Doug Nestor, is going to take away a 35-yard run.
Well, he's trying to block 2 guys, and he just grabs both of them. And this was a nice run by Garrett Green again. Xavier Benson was out in open space, couldn't tackle him. Doug Nestor, who's probably one of the better offensive linemen for him, started 23 games this year, playing pretty well. He got caught in a situation where he had 2 guys and just grabbed both. Ben Kopinski was the one that he was pulling as he was trying to pull away from him.
So instead of 1st and 10 in Cowboys territory, it's a 3rd and 20 for Garrett Green in West Virginia. Pressure comes. Green gets rid of it quickly. Plenty of room to run, but they couldn't escape to it. Caden Prather had to break 1 tackle and he was free, but Jason Taylor wrapped him up by the ankles, made a huge tackle.
That's why he's a Thorpe Award semifinalist. Those kind of plays right there. He is able to make a tackle. He did it earlier on Garrett Green on that play where he was scrambling, but that time that was a huge tackle because he would have been running for a 1st down.
4 tackles for Jason Taylor. That one saves a 1st down. It forces Oliver Straw to come on and punt. Didn't hit it cleanly. Presley lets it bounce. There's a flag in the backfield. There might have been some contact on Straw. As it stands, a 55-yard punt.
Initially, Jay, I thought his own man ran into him just from the way the blocking and everything was done inside.
Running into the kicker, receiving team, the penalty is declined. 1st down, Oklahoma State.
Running into the kicker, but because of the 55-yard punt, Neil Brown elects to just let it ride. Oklahoma State with the football when we come back. 12 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Final college football Saturday of the regular season, all tied at 7 between Oklahoma State and West Virginia. On the last drive, OSU's offense came to life. 5 plays, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Compared to the first 4 drives, Charles, 13 plays, 33 yards, and 4 punts.
And now they're going to go fast as well. A little bit of tempo to keep West Virginia off balance.
Jaden Nixon on the carry. Stuffed up right at the line of scrimmage, maybe gained 1.
Yeah, no matter what they do, they're trying to run a counter there, and they're just not able to do anything. X-Reed Lowe is there on the tackle. But even when they run the ball, it just seems like it's so hard for them to manufacture yards. That's why they've gone with a lot of short passes, wide receiver screen, different things to get the ball out quickly to get guys in space.
I mean, they're struggling in the run game, and then there's Oklahoma State today. 6 carries, -5 yards. Rangel in trouble, has to go down. West Virginia's defense on 3rd down has been exceptional. Late flag comes in well after the tackle.
That was really, really late. And part of that, those rushing yards also account for sacks.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 93, West Virginia. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
Wow. So Mike Lockhart, which should have been a punt for Oklahoma State, is now a 1st down.
Big 93 coming in from the... Yeah. see 93 coming in. I think they're going to say because putting his elbow on him and kind of give him, yeah, I don't know.
Now gives new life to Garrett Rangel. John Paul Richardson tripped up, only a gain of 1. Aubrey Burks on the stop for West Virginia. This Mountaineers defense before that penalty would have been 1 for 6, forcing Oklahoma State off the field. Good catch. Braden Johnson hauls it in, and that moves the chains again.
Again, really good anticipation throw. The ball gets out before the receiver comes out of his cut. Get the first down. Now you're able to get going and keep this thing moving.
The previous play is under review. The ruling on the field was a completed pass for a first down.
So the booth is going to take a look at this catch. We'll step aside as the officials take a look at it. We'll get one look together. Big 12 battle here in Stillwater. Charles Arbuckle, Jay Alter with you. Oklahoma State and West Virginia, final college football Saturday of the regular season. Officials took a look at this in the booth. That's a good catch, got the foot planted. They confirmed the call on the field.
It was a good catch. I thought from the naked eye he had made that catch securely. They had to look at it. They confirmed.
First down, Rangel on the run, throws incomplete. Looking for Jaden Nixon. West Virginia's done a nice job today, Buck, getting constant pressure on the true freshman quarterback.
Yeah, they haven't let him get comfortable. Anytime he's there, you know, whether it's Dante Stills or Jordan Jefferson, we've seen Mike Lockhart. They've had a lot of guys in that rotation really not letting him sit back and get any comfort. 3
sacks, 2 quarterback pressures today for the Mountaineers defense. Dante Stills anchors that defensive line, 5th-year senior. 2nd and 10, Rangel wide open, Jaden Nixon, and he drives through a couple of tackles to pick up the first down. Great effort by the redshirt freshman Jaden Nixon.
Yeah, Jaden Nixon is a guy that's in open space, can make you miss. Really nice job right there of just finding a way to run through defenders and pick up that first down.
That time incomplete from Garrett Rangel.
When you're struggling with running the football, you have to do these things. Get the ball out, long handoff, so to speak. The problem is when they get behind the chains, they haven't been able to consistently keep drives going.
Rangel goes to run for the first time today. Only gained 2. Linnell Carr snuffed it out.
Carr was sitting there waiting on him. Rangel looked like he had some grass, and then all of a sudden you see big 44 show up.
Another 3rd and long for Oklahoma State. Just 1 for 6 on 3rd down today. West Virginia's defense been terrific on 3rd down, and it continues. Linnell Carr, back-to-back huge plays. The sophomore out of St. Louis showing up.
Hey, they call him the Bandit. Well, he's able to just get right by Caleb Etienne, and Etienne never touched him. Watch big 44 just go right by him. Rangel only had a chance just to get down quickly because his head would have come off.
4th sack of the afternoon for West Virginia. All 4 of those sacks, Buck, coming on 3rd down. Wow. Talk about 3rd down defense.
They're dialing it up.
Preston Fox lets this one bounce over his head into the end zone. Midway through the 2nd quarter, still tied at 7 between Oklahoma State and West Virginia. A lot to be determined between now and next Sunday. Charles Arbuckle, Jay Alter with you. Big 12 hoping to get TCU into that top 4. And is it intercepted? Yes! Taylor got his hands underneath it.
Interception by the defense. First down.
Throwing on first down. Garrett Green was looking for Bryce Ford waiting. And the ball-hawking safety, Jason Taylor, in perfect position. Now, did he complete the catch?
That would be his 6th interception on the year.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
clean.
Look, most of the time you talk about defensive guys with bad hands. This was a great job by Jason Taylor of scooping it, holding it like a baby, and then almost holding it up like Simba from The Lion King. Oh, man.
Well, everybody, fans included, were like, did he get it? And he did. Clean. Not even going to review that one. No need to. Jason Taylor continuing his outstanding season. Take a look at our College Football Award Spotlight, brought to you by Home Depot. 6 interceptions now on the season for Jason Taylor. First in the conference. Great in tackles, too. One of the best safeties in the entire nation.
This team has done a really nice job of turnovers in games. They didn't do it as much against Oklahoma, but Iowa State, they had turnovers galore.
One of 12 semifinalists for the Jim Thorpe Award. He could very well win it. Big hit, running right through it. Jaden Nixon. Only a gain of 4, but Lee Koba took a beating. Those two, big hit here.
Yeah, Jaden Nixon running hard over Koba. Goes down at the end, but look at the leg drive, just running through the defender and not to him. Officials trying to slow it down.
But West Virginia had to sub Oklahoma State as liver. They would have gotten a free play for 12 men on the field. They actually had 13 guys on the field. 3rd and 2, holes opened up. DeAndre Jackson runs right through it, and Oklahoma State into the red zone trying to cash in off the interception.
The transfer from Texas A&M showing you again, they're running the football now. That's what they haven't done well, but those last 2 runs have been strong against this West Virginia defense.
And Buck, you get the feeling the Cowboys have to capitalize on this great field position after the Taylor interception. Quarterback keeper scurries only to the line of scrimmage. Rangel, the true freshman, making his 2nd career start in place of Spencer Sanders. Great opportunity him to fire the Cowboys in front with 6 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter.
With the defense that's gotten after you in the pass game, the offensive linemen say, hey, let's line up and let's just run this football.
They go to the run game. Stuffed up. Mountaineers have won the battle in the trenches today. Jordan Jefferson, Sean Martin there on the stop.
Yeah, those 2 guys on the inside really took everything away. They were trying zone to the left. Jackson cut back, and he cut back right into Martin's arms.
5 straight runs on this drive. 14 carries, 4 yards, and a touchdown through the run game for Oklahoma State. Quick hitter. Presley trying to weave his way through traffic. He stopped a yard shy of the first down by Aubrey Burks. And now a decision to make on 4th and 1.
Put 4 receivers out there. You know one is going to catch it, and the other 3 become blockers. Presley shown you earlier. They're going for it on 4th down.
Offense stays on the field. 4th and 1. Mike Gundy takes a timeout.
Oklahoma State takes their first charge timeout of the half.
The veteran head coach going to talk things over ahead of a critical 4th and 1. Gundy gambling on 4th down, 4th and 1. Going to be really close here, Kevin.
I don't think he got it.
Lee Koba and Sean Martin That's a turnover on downs for West Virginia. Mike Gundy decided to gamble. The run game has been putrid for Oklahoma State today.
They haven't run the ball well, Jay, and you said it. They get no push on this. And not only was he stopped by Koba in the backfield, but there was a host of Mountaineers there. Koba comes in on that blitz and just comes in hard, knows where he has to be in the A-gap, and there's a bunch of guys there, Sean Martin and the rest of the gang just roughing him up.
Oklahoma State now 15 carries, only four rushing yards in this first half. Do you like the call there?
Well, I think the thing is, they have a field goal kicker that's sure, and they've done some trickeration, but they felt like they could run the football, and they showed there they couldn't against this West Virginia defense. Started out strong, but then the last 3 runs have netted almost nothing.
Failed to finish that drive. West Virginia, 4 minutes, 15 seconds left of the half. Garrett Green trying to shake off the interception he just threw. Moves the chains with a gain of 5.
I thought by them calling timeout that they were going to go with the points. They showed at one point the field goal kicker was coming in, and then for whatever reason, someone over there told Casey Dunn and the rest of that staff, hey, we can get it.
You would have taken the points?
I would have taken the points there with the way this game has been played. The points are hard to get in a game like this, especially when you're playing a young quarterback.
Yeah, they've been at a premium in this first half. Rain continues to pour down here at Stillwater. Running on 1st and 10. Justin Johnson. It's been a 3-headed monster out of the backfield for West Virginia. Tony Mathis, Justin Johnson, and Jalen Anderson. Speaking with offensive coordinator Graham Harrell, who was obviously known for the air raid with Mike Leach at Texas Tech. He goes, this is the run raid. Try and keep the tempo elements of the air raid, but mix in a lot more of the run, including with the quarterback. Here's Garrett Green, slipped as he turned the corner. Xavier Benson there to swallow him up, and that sets up 3rd down.
Yeah, most of the run raid or air raid teams now can run the football, and you think about the derivatives of it from Mike Leach's initial. They all have the passing game elements, but they can run the football as well.
3rd and 4. Green on the run, fires, incomplete, but a flag flies in. This will keep the drive alive for West Virginia. Sam James all over it. Sean Michael Flanagan in coverage.
Yeah, Sam James, one of the faster receivers on this crew. Sean Michael Flanagan there a little bit too early.
Pass interference, defense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
And Jay, that Oklahoma State defense had great coverage. There was really nowhere for them to throw the football, but you can see Big 18 pulling on Sam James. Wouldn't let him go through and complete the pass or the catch. Flanagan may have been doing a little acting. James may have done a little acting.
Well, it works for West Virginia. The home fans don't like it. 1st and 10 after the penalty. Play action. Green takes a shot, but nobody home there on that throw. Hit as he released. Mason Cobb got a big hit on the sophomore.
Talked about Mason Cobb always close to the football, and if he's rushing the quarterback, he's going to be there as well. 2 sacks on the year, 10 quarterback hurries coming into this game.
Play action, batted down to the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma State dialed in defensively right now. Cody Walterscheid got a piece of this.
Yeah, big 96. Look at him put that left paw up. Really playing some good football, according to Derek Mason and his defensive staff.
Derek Mason said he thought his defense played 3 quarters of phenomenal football at Bedlam. Unfortunately, that first quarter got away from them.
They were down 28-0.
They've responded today. Can they get off the field? On a 3rd and 10, Green throws way over the head of Sam James. Incomplete. The Cowboys pressured too much on that drive.
Yeah, too much. And you think about it, being able to hold up after not coming away with any points. It's going to be pressure. They've been able to do this all game long. That time it was coming from the edge. Colin Oliver, who is a guy that they'll put down in the nickel package to come off the edge because big tackles can't stop him.
Oklahoma State going to get the ball back with more than 2 minutes left to this first half. 2 timeouts to work with as well. Final week of the regular season here in Stillwater. West Virginia, they know they're not in a bowl game. Ball's on the ground, incomplete. But the Mountaineers have came up.
Rolling on the field,
Charles,
incomplete pass.
they battled. Despite 4 and 7, tough task to fly across the country. Early kick time, they've been outstanding today.
Yeah, they have. And I think right there, Linnell Carr coming in with a nice tackle and strip before he could put that ball away. John Paul Richardson.
How would you evaluate the true freshman Garrett Rangel, a quarterback for Oklahoma State in this first half?
He's played well at times, and then other times, it's been typical of a freshman. If they could get that going more for him, I think that would help him or whoever was playing the quarterback position.
8-yard rush for Ollie Gordon on his first carry of the day. 3rd and 2 as we tick under 2 minutes left to this first half. Right back to Gordon, has the first down. And this will allow Oklahoma State to get a lot more aggressive in the play calling.
And now they're going tempo after picking up some nice yards on both of those runs. Now they can attack the West Virginia secondary.
A little more than 90 seconds left to this first half. Rangel with pressure coming, throws it away.
Anytime they want to start attacking, this front 4 does not let them get comfortable. Dante Stills is always one guy you're going to call. He always seems to be around the football making plays for him. Second and 10.
Rangel surveys the field, getting chased by Stills, has to throw it away.
Stills fell down.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside of the pocket, and the pass went beyond the line of scrimmage. 3rd down.
The official has to make that clear. But Dante Stills is like, I'm a fall. This is my 37th career start. I'm going to show you how hard I play every single time. 23.5 sacks on his career. And quiet leader, puts pressure on the quarterback, just shows up every day with the lunch pail, makes plays.
Third and 10. Rangel threads the needle. Broken tackle. Braden Johnson finally down at the 20. Huge gain of 42.
Malachi Ruffin is on the coverage. He comes up and then just stops on the play.
He thought it was incomplete.
Yeah, that's why you played all the way snap to whistle. He had a pick 6 versus K-State, had another one on his hands. That time was not a good play by him. You got to finish the play.
Ruffin thought it was incomplete. Instead of wrapping up, he signaled that it was incomplete, and it allowed Oklahoma State to march into the red zone.
And Braden Johnson just stayed with the play. He's he's going to go and have to stop a stick route, come back to it, and then watch, takes off.
Oklahoma State
really key play by Marcus Floyd of tracking him down and not letting him go get that touchdown. Let's see if that comes back. Let's see if that comes back as a field goal. And you can see his. Hey, I can read lips, and I know he's not saying, "Hey, was your meal good yesterday? Was Thanksgiving dinner great for you?" No, finish the play. Oh my goodness.
Huge sequence here for Oklahoma State. Now can they capitalize on the Malachi Ruffin error? He had Braden Johnson wrapped up, let him go. 42-yard play. Can Oklahoma State capitalize in the red zone? They go to the run game. Huge hole, biggest of the day, scampering through it. Ollie Gordon, and a 1st and goal upcoming. Largest run of the day for the Cowboys at 13.
Marcus Floyd with another tackle, stopping a touchdown. Ollie Gordon running the football really well the last few times he's touched it.
Floyd with 2 touchdown-saving tackles on this drive. Stuffed up at the line of scrimmage. Clock ticks to 25 seconds left in the half.
Yes, sir. Oklahoma State takes their 3rd and final charge timeout of the half. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 27 seconds.
Marcus Floyd again with the key tackle. He is a guy that he's always around. He's that last line of defense and been playing well the last few weeks.
So remember this from earlier in the half. Oklahoma State had the ball in the exact same spot, failed to punch it into the end zone, went for it on 4th down, decided not to take the points. And now they find themselves in the exact same spot. Mike Gundy is out of timeouts, too. He just called his 3rd and final timeout of the half.
You have enough time in this instance to go to the end zone, but you cannot be lollygagging or be slow with whatever you're doing. And you got to come away with points. You have to on this drive.
And I don't think you can really afford to run the ball.
I don't think so either. I think you really have to get that ball outside where it's a chance for your receivers to make a play in the end zone.
So you think take 2 shots at the end zone, and if you don't get it, kick the field goal? Let's see what Mike Gundy has dialed up for his true freshman quarterback, making his 2nd career start. First here in Stillwater. Rangel, quick hitter, it's dropped. Brandon Presley, the most reliable hands on the team, missed that one.
And I've seen that this year watching film of Oklahoma State, where a guy will just let the ball get on him and not catch it cleanly. That's one where he's trying to run before he caught it.
He would have been in the end zone, too.
It was perfectly designed because it was a screen on the outside. He had a blocker right there for him. You got to come up with that catch.
Rangel, pressure coming, throws to the end zone, jump ball. It was caught, but out of the end zone. John Paul Richardson could not get his feet down, overthrew it. And now here comes the field goal unit to kick on 4th and goal.
Yep, couldn't get his feet down, and he was way, way out of bounds on that one. That first play, when Presley drops it, that's their best chance at a touchdown in this sequence.
An 11-play drive where Oklahoma State had plenty of opportunities. Cowboys have to settle for a 22-yard field goal attempt. Tough snap. It got down very awkwardly. And fortunately, Tanner Brown adjusted and hammered it home from 22 yards. That was anything but easy. How about the holder, Logan Ward?
That was a great hold by Logan Ward. Look at the hands.
Wow.
In the wet and coming down and putting it down and not panicking. Oh my God. And look, he just takes his time.
Wow.
That was huge. Gets it, goes down, doesn't worry about it, and lets Brown do what he does. Look, Brown's like, thank you, man. I love you, man.
Almost a nightmarish sequence for Oklahoma State. Could you imagine if they came up empty again?
Jay, this isn't the West Virginia team that's got their coach kind of on the edge and doesn't know where he is, right? I mean, look at how they play. Marcus Floyd is a prime example of guys like I'm playing hard. Malachi Ruffin has played pretty well. That was just not a good decision by him. But this team has played really, really hard today. Made some mistakes, but they're playing.
All week we've read, as Oklahoma State squibs the kick, that, you know, from Mountaineer fans' perspective, Neil Brown's got to go.
Yeah.
This is year number 4. 4-7's not good enough. We told you earlier that the reporting that we've seen from our colleagues at ESPN, Adam Rittenberg and Chris Lowe, the latest is they think Brown could very well be back. Again, the timing of things with the athletic director, Shane Lyons, dismissed 12 days ago. Brown's got a large buyout of $17 million. You know, we really, truly do not know. Neither does Neil Brown.
No.
We spoke with him. He said, whatever happens next week happens. We're trying to finish this season strongly. And to your point, Buck, his players have backed him up here in Stillwater this first half.
Yeah, I don't see a team that's saying like, hey, we don't know who the coach is going to be. Because I think when football starts, you got to play football. You can't think about anything else but playing this game as hard and as fast as you possibly can.
Low-scoring first half in the rain here at Stillwater. Two teams trying to finish the regular season on a high. Cowboys dealing with plenty of injuries, but they've got the 3-point lead. ESPN College Football presented by Sonos. All part of the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Final college football Saturday of the regular season. Tight Big 12 battle. Oklahoma State a narrow lead on West Virginia. A lot of talk this week. Neil Brown, will this be his final game as head coach of the Mountaineers? A 4-7 disappointing record entering the day. But Buck, this Mountaineers team, they've come out on the road, battled for their head coach.
They really have. They played some really hard, fast football. Started the scoring and haven't been able to keep that going. And I think the real key with them is how are they going to get this momentum back that they had early in the first half?
Well, they're going to start with the football. Garrett Green, the lone touchdown today, the sophomore quarterback for Neil Brown's team. Since that touchdown, 5 possessions, 4 punts and an interception.
Yeah, and I think they came with a change at quarterback when they were starting to have the momentum, which totally set them in the wrong way. Let's see if they can get that back.
Oklahoma State trying to bounce back from Bedlam, hang on to this lead in the second half, and advance to 8-4 in the regular season. Sam James on the return for West Virginia, tripped up at the 20, and that's where Garrett Green and company will take over. Hey everybody, Charles Arbuckle, Jay Alter with you. So 3-point game of this second half. What's going to separate these two teams down the stretch?
Well, I think you got to get the momentum back if you're West Virginia. If you're Oklahoma State, capitalize on anything you can. They came away with not getting 3 points and then able to get that late in the half. They have to score when they get the football.
Yeah, Mountaineers defense has really battled in the red zone to keep Mike Gundy's team at 10. Now can the Mountaineers offense come to life to start this third quarter? Jalen Anderson starts in the backfield with Garrett Green. Gets the carry. Patient running. Gain of 4.
He ran hard last week against Kansas State. Haven't seen him much in the first half. Averaged 9.9 yards per carry in that K-State game.
And if you can't figure it out by looking at it, we should mention it continues to just absolutely dump rain here in Stillwater.
Well, I don't think people realize, and if you play football, you understand, Green went down hard on that play.
He did.
The ball gets heavy. It's just everything changes. They try to keep them dry and everything else.
Tougher for offense or defense?
Much tougher for offense.
Okay.
Much tougher for offense. Defense knows that if I get a chance at the ball, I'll make a play on it. But you're touching it all the time on the offensive side.
Take another look at this. Yeah. Garrett Green stays down. Popped by Mason Cobb.
Yeah, Mason Cobb came in there. The junior out of Provo, Utah.
The previous play is under review to determine if there was a foul for targeting.
So the booth is going to look at this to see if there was targeting. Green limping off the field. Let's take a look.
That helmet, if you look at the letter of the law, look at where Mason Cobb's helmet is going to hit. They're going to go helmet to helmet. And from the standpoint of that generally puts you in that position. Watch.
Was there a launch?
He's making a tackle. So whether you say launch or tackle,
right.
But clearly the way the rule has been drawn and designed, that could be targeting against Mason Cobb.
The booth initiated the review for targeting. Green is also lowering his head, but the crown of the helmet does make direct contact. You see it right there.
Yeah. And right away, Garrett Green was out.
Nico Marchiol, the true freshman from Chandler, Arizona, who went 3 and out on his only drive of the game, has gone into the huddle.
And Jay, I think also too, he's he wasn't a defenseless player. He was a runner. But you can see all of the designs of what it is. Dangerous hit involving launch, upward thrust, or severe strike. Any forcible hit by crown of helmet. So there's, that's where, I mean, we spin at that ESPN.
After review, there is no foul on the play for targeting. It's second down.
I think it's because Green also lowered.
Yep.
There wasn't a clear launch.
He's going in to make a football tackle. Their helmets collide.
Yep.
So
Mason Cobb stays in the game for this third and 4.
But I have seen that, Jay, be a situation where they call that targeting. So good job by the officials. And Neil Brown is asking for some clarification on his side.
Garrett Green is out. Enter the true freshman Nico Marchiol for a critical 3rd and 4 at the start of this third quarter. What a moment for the young lefty on the road. Quick hitter to the flat. Finds Jalen Anderson trying to push that pile for the first down. He's a half-yard shy. And this will likely force West Virginia to punt, although Marchiol staying on the field. The offense wants to go for this. What would you do, Buck?
Yeah, I think what do they have to lose?
True. Well, from your own 29-yard line, though?
Yeah. I think this year has been one where I don't see any special teams action on the sideline. I see them coming with the big package. They're going for this.
Marchiol barking orders at his offensive line. Play clock down to 4. West Virginia has to hurry. They get the snap off. Can they get the yard? Yes, tumbling forward. Jalen Anderson kept his feet just enough. Gutsy call from your own 29 to go for it on 4th down, and it pays off.
You have the right back in the backfield for that as well. He's been a guy that's been able to run really hard in between tackles. You can see the push there. And watch Jalen Anderson just working through and getting those legs for that first down.
Kendall Daniels down on the field. Neil Brown gambling on 4th down. It pays off. West Virginia, fresh set of downs when we come back. Welcome you back to ESPN College Football, presented by Sonos. Charles Arbuckle, Jay Alter with you in Stillwater. Big 12 battle. West Virginia stays on the field. It was a 4th and 1 from their own 29. Enter in the true freshman Nico Marchiol for an injured Garrett Green. They gamble. It pays off.
We thought we were going to see him. We're seeing him a lot more now than we thought we would.
Kendall Daniels, the safety for Oklahoma State, hurt on the play. He leads the Cowboys with 5 tackles today. He's out right now. We'll try and get you an update as soon as possible on the redshirt freshman safety. Marchiol throwing on 1st down. It's caught. Sam James wide open for a gain of 15.
Sam James had a big game against K-State. 3 receptions, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns. They're going fast now.
Jalen Anderson broken tackle, nobody in front of him, touchdown, West Virginia. Jalen Anderson breaks free, 54-yard house call.
The guy that got that 4th and 1 on the extra effort comes back with a huge play on that touchdown. This offensive line that's been much maligned. Watch the hole and the crease that he is given, and there's no one back to catch him.
Stillwater is silenced. West Virginia at just 4-7, battling on the road. 6-play, 80-yard drive, capped off with a 54-yard touchdown run by Jalen Anderson.
How many times did Derek Mason, when we talked to him about this defense, just the lack of focus just for a second? That was a play right there where you could see it. This offensive line does a nice job of blocking. Look at the crease there, then he hits it. He's a one-cut guy, and he goes to the house. Nobody single high. They're all in the box trying to really sneak up there. But what you have is there's no layers of the defense. And once he's by him, he's gone to the house. He's looking up. He's looking at the scoreboard. You ain't going to catch me. Oh, I'm in for 6 in the rain.
First touchdown of the season for Jalen Anderson. Comes on the road in Stillwater. Say what you want about Neil Brown and his job status in West Virginia, and we've read plenty of it over the course of the week. We don't know what's going to happen come Monday morning, but the one thing we can say is this team has not quit on him.
Well, that last drive right there shows you. They were able to get it on 4th down. They were able to catch a pass and get them in better position, and then Jalen Anderson takes it to the house.
West Virginia has the lead. John Paul Richardson on the return for Oklahoma State, and he's wrapped up just shy of the 25-yard line. How would you like that, Charles? Somebody gives you a call and says, leave the headset, leave the booth. We want you to be our head coach.
He's been around that program all year. It's just he got the call, and that was the right time for that to happen. I agree. It was very fishy, but it was something that was going on for a while.
They've played well for him, too, since coming in.
They have.
DeAndre Jackson runs for 11, first down.
You know, the guy that looks like has made the best difference for us, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has really started to play a lot better, and Jonathan Taylor as well.
Garrett Rangel, the true freshman, making his 2nd career start for Oklahoma State. Spencer Sanders, the 5th-year senior. He was dressed coming out for senior day, but did not start, and we've yet to see him today. That ball incomplete, low.
It's a prime example of a ball that gets away from you. Rangel going right to his towel, trying to dry his hands off. Just couldn't get that out quick.
Surprised we haven't seen Gunnar Gundy, Mike Gundy's son. You know, he and Rangel are kind of 2A and 2B as the backups behind Sanders, but it's been all Garrett Rangel so far today.
We've seen a lot of DeAndre Jackson and Ollie Gordon, Dominic Richardson and Jaden Nixon. Nixon looked like he was banged up, and there's Spencer Sanders.
You said maybe out of the bullpen, did not start today. He's come into a game in the 4th quarter.
Maybe.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. That's why he's dressed. Anytime you have your uniform on,
there's a chance.
There's a chance.
3rd and 7. Rangel, bad snap, never got back to the quarterback. The center fell right on it. Preston Wilson, I don't even think it left Wilson's hands.
I don't think so either. It never got it. Look,
he didn't even pick it up.
He thought he picked it up, but it came right out of his glove. Talked about being a wet ball again. That's another example of when the ball gets really wet, hadn't been dried, he couldn't get it up clean.
Really frustrating offensive display for Mike Gundy's team so far today. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage as the punt sails to the 25-yard line. Fox makes a man miss, turns upfield. Preston Fox breaks free. It's a foot race. Fox inside the 15, shoved out of bounds at the 10 by the punter Logan Ward. There was a flag down really before Ward even punted it. 65-yard return. Let's see if it'll count.
Offside, number 47, defense in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Wow. So wipe away the 65-yard return. Anthony Del Negro.
Look, center your screen.
He
right
jumped,
by the center.
yeah, 47.
Yep, he was there too early. Watch 47, right by the center.
Out Oklahoma State special teams unit, because they get another shot at this thing. Punting from 4th and 2 now.
Well, it gives them a chance to shore it up, because that was not good coverage at all by the punt unit.
No, it was not. Ball would have been at the 8-yard line. Instead, a repunt. And Logan Ward saved the touchdown on that tackle. Fox is probably still catching his breath, and he's wrapped up at the 25, drives forward to the 27. So instead of a return of 65 yards, just a return of 8. West Virginia does have the lead, though. Taking a look at the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship next Saturday, noon Eastern time on ABC. We know it'll be TCU if Kansas State beats their rival Kansas today. Wildcats are in. Texas is hoping that Jayhawks pull the upset and the Longhorns can get a rematch with TCU.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You get down to the wire, right? And TCU played all those close games, been able to find a way to win them. Texas is in position. If K-State loses, if K-State wins, they play TCU. So a lot of good stuff happening in the Big 12.
What's so funny about the Big 12 is, TCU undefeated, well-deserving of a spot in that championship game, could very well win that and go on to the college football playoff. But speaking with Neil Brown in West Virginia this week, that's a game they felt like they really could have won. They played them really tough in Morgantown, ended up losing 41-31, but it just goes to show you there's not a lot that separates the top from the bottom in the Big 12. Well, great parity.
Jalen Anderson is running on this defense that was right in the mix with TCU as well, and that's when they were undefeated. Remember, they started kind of having a up and down season, but this Jalen Anderson is running the football.
Breaks free. He's loose for another West Virginia touchdown, his second touchdown of more than 50 yards on the afternoon.
Bad angles, poor tackling, and when you get a big guy that can run the football, he's going to do it to you. We talked about how do you win the game? You find ways to do this. Jalen Anderson just finding the hole and then one cut. Again, out of position by the secondary will allow him to take that ball all the way to the house. Very, very poor job by Oklahoma State. Again, missing tackles and not securing a guy that can run the ball, and was averaging 9.9 yards a carry, only 7 rushes against K-State last week.
His first touchdown went for 54 yards. That one went from 57. Jalen Anderson has broken this game wide open. How about West Virginia on the road in Stillwater?
Well, part of it is they overran it, the defense, and then he could take that one cut back, and there's nobody back home on the backside. Whenever you do that and you commit in a defensive stance and you don't get him, watch, everyone is over there. They're all there. And then the only one that had even a chance was Sean Michael Flanagan. But he was even out of position because they lulled him into it by running that zone that way. Jalen Anderson bounces it all the way back and takes it to the house.
All 3 rushing touchdowns, all the scoring for West Virginia today from well outside the red zone, from 36 yards or more.
On the ground. It's crazy. You can't make this up.
What did offensive coordinator Graham Harrell tell us this week? It's the run raid, not the air raid that he learned under Mike Leach at Texas Tech. The last 3 carries alone from Anderson have netted 126 yards.
And Graham Harrell was much maligned at USC because they said he didn't run the ball enough. Yeah. So now they're running the ball.
Here comes Presley the other way. Solid return of 38.
This Oklahoma State offense has to find some kind of rhythm. They haven't had a rhythm in a while, and you've got a young quarterback trying to find his way.
I was going to ask you, do you make a switch at quarterback? Just from a momentum perspective.
I'd say they're going to give him maybe one more opportunity, and then we may see a different quarterback. You got Spencer Sanders, who clearly has just been banged up all season long. He hasn't been able to practice consistently since the TCU game. And then you got Gunnar Gundy in the fold as well.
Yeah, coach is telling us for the last 7 weeks, Sanders hasn't really practiced, guts it out on game day, and today, not enough to even try and gut it out, did not start this game.
And they don't even know sometimes until game day if he can throw. You know, it's just been that way all season long.
How difficult is that to put a game plan together when you don't know who your quarterback is going to be?
Jay, that's tough. And you can see it manifest itself with the way he started and played against Oklahoma. It's just, you got to have reps with your team in order for them to feel comfortable and you to feel comfortable as well.
Gordon pushing the pile. About a yard shy of the first down, brings up a 3rd and 1.
Gordon and Jackson have run the football effectively, so I would not be surprised if we see more of those two to help take some of the onus off of the young quarterback.
3rd and 1. A struggling Oklahoma State offense today. Just 4 of 13 on 3rd down. Right up the middle. First down and a lot more. Scampering to the 35. Second effort. Ollie Gordon has come into this game and made a difference.
Number 96 defense. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Yeah, the thing in a game like this, when it's rainy and wet, you've got to find a way to run the ball. And I think they're finally starting to get their treading, that Oklahoma State offense now.
Well, it's been all West Virginia in the run game so far today. They've got 200 rush yards. Oklahoma State still, even after that longest run of the day of 24, still under 100, just 78 rushing yards. Gordon again, leaping over a Mountaineer. He's feeling it. That's a gain of 9.
Look at the hole that was there by the offensive line. They're tired of pass blocking, but they say, we'll come off the ball. And Gordon will say, I'll show you some track style stuff while I'm running the football as well.
True freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas. Gordon has been the go-to guy on this drive. Right back to him. Cuts, but swung down. Lee Koba in on the scene.
Koba was like, okay, man, I'm tired of seeing you run by us, through us, and over us. I got to tackle you pretty quickly.
Brings up 3rd and 1. Gordon comes out of the game. He's had 5 carries for 41 yards on this drive. DeAndre Jackson takes his place on the right hip of Rangel. To Jackson, needing 1 yard. Going to be really close. I think he just got it. Yes, first down.
I like what Oklahoma State and Casey Dunn have done in this drive. They've got 2 young running backs that can make plays. The offensive line have been struggling in their pass protection, and they're starting to run the football now.
Have not even attempted a pass on this drive. Now they do. Play action. Rangel to the end zone. Incomplete. Stephon Johnson knocked away by Malachi Ruffin.
Remember earlier we saw Malachi Ruffin give up a big play, but this time nice job of 14 going in with that left hand underneath and knocking the ball out.
Knocking on the doorstep of the red zone, trailing by 11. Trying to avoid a 4th loss in the last 5 weeks to end this regular season. Jackson lost his footing, just slipped at the 21-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, he had a chance on that outside. Caleb Etienne was holding Dante Stills, had him locked up, and Jackson couldn't get around the outside. He would have had a first down and maybe more yards. There's no one down there on that side.
Ollie Gordon back into the game. He's been the catalyst on this drive. Since he came out, it stalled at the 20. Ninth play, Rangel surveys the field, fires, incomplete, off the hands of Braden Johnson. Pass was behind him.
That was behind him. That's one of those, again, you talk about a young guy coming in who hadn't got all the first team reps, or maybe he has some, but this ball has to be on time, and it's a first down. Throws it behind Johnson. And no way he can come up with that one. The
Oklahoma State drive, Charles, that had a real rhythm to it for the first time in a while, stalls out at the 20. 38-yard field goal attempt for Tanner Brown coming. And Brown from 38. Off the upright and in. From 38, Brown, just by a matter of inches, makes it a one-possession game.
Well, they wish they could have those points back in the first half when they did not go with that. But look at this field goal. Nice, easy, clean, off the corner pocket. Boom, I'm in.
After the made field goal, Oklahoma State cuts it to 8, one-possession game. Just under 6 minutes left in this third quarter. Charles Arbuckle, Jay Alter with you. West Virginia getting the ball back, leading by 8. Sam James calls for the fair catch. Wow, could Michigan do it again in Columbus? Wow, that would be something.
That would be.
Would you vault the winner of that game past Georgia to number 1?
No, I wouldn't vault the winner of that game past Georgia. I wouldn't. And I know Georgia's not blowing out Georgia Tech, but still, Georgia Tech has played well these last few games.
Mason Cobb on the stop. Finally stopping the run game. Probably, maybe because Tony Mathis is in the game. The last 2 times they've gone to Jalen Anderson. He's taken it 57 yards and 54 yards to the house.
I'm just telling you, every time he shows up on tape, he runs the ball effectively.
Entering the game, 20 carries, 120 yards on the season. Today, 6 carries, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dropped ball. Cortez Braham could not hang on for West Virginia, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
In the rain and in games like this, you got to secure things. He didn't look that ball all the way in, and that's one of those situations, if it's dry, you take it for granted. You've got to secure the catch. This Okie State defense has to figure out a way not to give up explosives, especially in the run game. They've done a nice job at times, and then other times they have given up some really big gash plays.
6 on the line for the Cowboys, bringing pressure. Marchiol steps up, fires it right into the belly. What a catch! Bryce Ford Wheaton hung on. Marchiol, the true freshman, threaded the needle.
He's played, when he plays big and to his size, he makes plays like that. Marchiol threw the ball perfectly. Bryce Ford Wheaton with the nice grab.
What a big spot this is for the true freshman. This is only a 2nd game action of the season. The first was against Towson. Now you're on the road against a good Oklahoma State team, trying to protect the lead. And a flag before the snap.
False start. Number 64. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
This has been a really good 3rd down team, getting teams off the field, but that time couldn't stop it. Jabbar Muhammad on Ford Wheaton. Ford Wheaton with secures the catch, comes up with it, gets the first down.
And Neil Brown told us, don't be surprised if you see Nico Marchiol. We saw him for 1 drive in the first half. It was a 3-and-out. Garrett Green went down. We have not seen him return. So Marchiol now getting really extended run, trying to keep this lead and end the season with a win on the road. Mathis wrapped up. Gain of 6.
But every time now they run the football, it almost seems like there's a holding of the breath for the Oklahoma State Cowboy fans. with some big gash runs. This offensive line that hasn't particularly played well all season, putting it together now. This defensive front has to find ways to get the ball back to their offense.
Markiel steps up, tucks and runs. Lowers his shoulder, push the pile for a gain of 7. Brings up a 3rd and 2. Really impressed by the poise of the true freshman.
And they're also not going fast. They're just taking their time, making sure that everything is relayed in to the young quarterback so he can get it to the full offensive team.
3rd and 2. They go to Mathis, spinning. And he's just shy of that first down marker. Needed 2, got 1.5. And what do you do here on 4th and inches?
That defense came flying in. Jason Taylor, one of them. Kendall Daniels, who was nicked up earlier. Daniels always seems to be in position to make plays. And right here, I would say they would go for it because you're so close.
Yeah. Well,
no question about it on this one. And the way they run the football.
They went for it from their own 29. They're definitely going for it from the 49. Markiel, the true freshman, Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year in at quarterback. Hand off Mathis. He is stuffed. Ran into an orange wall. Needed 6 inches.
That defensive front did a nice job.
Depends where they mark the ball.
Even if he gets it, man, Mason Cobb came over the top, but it was that defensive presence. The interior of the D-line just held up really strong.
And they say turnover on downs. What a stop for this Oklahoma State defense. Neil Brown is livid.
Well, the headline, when he was coming in, when he was walking in, I said they weren't going to give it to him. Look at the defensive pressure. Those orange jerseys all just coming and converging and not letting them get there. Mason Cobb is the last one there, right? He sees that hole, stops him, stops his feet, but then also at the very end, you just see guys rallying to the football to make that stop.
A frustrated Neil Brown. His defense on the field. Turnover on downs, gives the ball back to Oklahoma State.
The ruling on the field was that the runner was short of the line to gain. The previous play is under review.
All right, so the booth is going to take a look at this. The best look right there.
Yeah, and had he extended the football, clearly it would have been a first down or been in better position.
He was a little tied up.
Yeah, and yeah, he had a bunch of guys on him, right?
I did not see that angle where he's on his back, though.
Lyric Rawls, the safety, comes in late as
After review,
well.
the ruling on the field stands. It's first down, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, from those angles that we saw, I didn't know how they could overturn it.
This is some of the hardest rain you'll ever see, by the way. It had been raining all afternoon, but it is just absolutely pouring now.
It calmed down for a little bit. Now it came back in full effect. And let's see if the Cowboys take advantage of this using their run game that they had in that last drive.
Ollie Gordon has been the bright spot. He's in the game on the right hip of Rangel. Now they're going to throw. Some trickery after everyone's thinking run. Nobody's hoping, though. Rangel just has to slide. Mike Gundy never afraid to take a shot, even in the pouring rain.
Their offense has been high-powered. They've attacked the field. They've struggled here of late. But this is an opportunity for them to find another way after that turnover on downs to get this ball back on their positive side and get some points.
Can West Virginia's defense hold? Favorable field position for Oklahoma State. Brennan Presley went down low to make that catch. 3rd and 3 upcoming. This could very well be 4-down territory anyway for the Cowboys. Here's Ollie Gordon. Big holes opened up. Lowers his shoulder. Picks up the 1st down.
They have found the real good combination with Gordon and Jackson in that backfield. Ollie Gordon, 6'1", 211-pound freshman. Had some injuries at the running back position. They struggled to run the football. Like I said, 100 in rushing offense on the year in the FBS.
Gordon has 74 of Oklahoma State's 93 rushing yards. Rangel taking a shot. That's pass interference.
Stephon Johnson does a nice job of really getting that pass interference.
Pass interference, number 16, defense. The 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Caleb Coleman, the redshirt freshman. This is an easy call to make for the officials.
Slows down and goes up to make the play on the football. Coleman never looks back. That was an easy pass interference.
Brings Oklahoma State to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. 36 seconds left to this 3rd quarter. Rangel lofts one to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Braden Johnson. Great coverage. Andrew Wilson-Lamb.
Looks like the ball almost might have hit his helmet. He was in perfect coverage. Ball up in the air. He just gets that hand up at the last second. Look at that left hand. Does a good job of just not pulling, knowing that Johnson has to reach out. And when he does, he's right there on the spot.
Rangel has taken a couple of shots on this drive. This time back to the run game. Ollie Gordon has the 1st down, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
Talked about the young guys showing up, making plays. Ollie Gordon, that offensive line gives him one thing, and he finds the hole and will run through people.
You didn't get fooled on the fake hammy dance move that time.
It got me earlier. Once is enough. You can fake the hammy all you want, but that run right there, look at that, just finding a way, good blocking. It comes all the way back on the other side, and the receivers downfield blocking for him, and now, of course, going for 2.
Mike Gundy leaves the offense on the field. Ollie Gordon and DeAndre Jackson in the backfield with Garrett Rangel. Rangel set to throw, lofts it to Gordon. Incomplete. Failed 2-point attempt. And West Virginia, they allow the touchdown, but they hold on to the lead.
Yeah, that was a really nice job by Jazir Cox of not letting Ollie Gordon get to the spot, taking that 2-point conversion away. This is real good coverage. He knows the whole time Cox is right there and just plays the ball. Ollie Gordon, I thought initially was going to run to the sideline, and then the ball was taking him up the field, but never could get to it.
Gordon has made a huge impact off the bench, though. 11 carries, 97 yards. The rest of the team, 21 runs, only 19 yards. And Jalen Anderson, another outstanding freshman running back, having a career day. Anderson for West Virginia, he has more rush yards today than he has had all this season coming into the day.
Hey, and when it's raining like this, you got to get your run game going. Offensive linemen love just coming off fire and being able to knock people around.
Let's head into the studio with Kevin.
All right, Jay, critical game for Clemson, and Nacho Spencer Rattler is at it again, finding Juice Wells here.
He had 6 passing touchdowns last week. He has 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown this week. South Carolina has found their offense. Juice Wells is a huge part of it.
Clemson going to play for the ACC championship, but they got to win if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, Clemson, that 40-game home win streak could be in jeopardy. South Carolina giving them everything they could handle.
Spencer Rattler has come to life the last few weeks.
Oklahoma State's home winning streak in jeopardy as well. Incomplete pass dropped by Bryce Ford Wheaton.
On the field is an incomplete pass. It's second down.
Cowboys have won 14 straight at home, including all 6 games so far this season. And that's what makes West Virginia's effort today that much more impressive. To come across the country to a place where they haven't lost in a really long time and play the way they have when really they've got nothing to play for. They've been eliminated from bowl eligibility. I think they're playing for their head coach, Neil Brown. They've read what we've read, and they have come out with a ton of fire. Now can they hang on?
They have finally stopped Jalen Anderson. Xavier Benson and Lyric Rawls in for the tackle.
Anderson's got 2 of the Mountaineers' 3 touchdowns. They're trying to hang on the road. A fun 4th quarter coming in Stillwater. Start of the 4th quarter. Do you want to know what true fandom looks like? How about that Mountaineer fan here in Stillwater?
And he was singing every word of Low Places.
Pouring rain. I don't know if people at home can appreciate just how much it is raining here in Stillwater. We've got 2 backup quarterbacks into the game. Spencer Sanders hasn't played a snap. Garrett Green, who was really good for the Mountaineers, knocked out in the 3rd quarter, has not returned. And so it's been the Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year, true freshman Nico Marchiol in at quarterback for the Mountaineers. A 3rd and 10 to start the 4th quarter. Busted play, incomplete.
Yeah, bad decision by Marchiol. He had Jalen Anderson on the other side that wasn't covered. Oklahoma State figured that out and did not let anything happen to that play. They sniffed it out from the very beginning. He goes back to the other side. He may have a guy that picks up the 1st down. But again, when you have a guy that hasn't played a lot of snaps and you're thinking, I got to go here, sometimes that just happens. His safety valve or outlet was on the other side of the field.
West Virginia has been so tough all afternoon long here in Stillwater. Can their defense hold this 2-point lead? What a promising note this would be to end a frustrating season on if you're West Virginia, to come on the road and beat Oklahoma State.
Clemson is struggling right now, or in a tight contest with South Carolina.
Taking a shot, double coverage on 1st down, risky pass, and it falls incomplete. Just outstanding coverage by the West Virginia secondary. Marcus Floyd and Jazir Cox.
Yeah, they covered that ball very well, and you can see Floyd at the last second get that hand up and knock it out. Watch 24 and 7, both at the same time, reaching up and knocking that ball away.
Cox started his career at North Dakota State. Been a great player throughout his college career. Running on 2nd and 10. Big holes open up. Another broken tackle into West Virginia territory. Great run by DeAndre Jackson. Takes it 22 yards.
Really nice job by this offensive line. Watch how they seal all those white jerseys. And then, boom, 4 comes out on the other side. Marcus Floyd couldn't make the tackle there. But on the very end, you can see flying over at the last is Koba.
On both sides, we've seen a lot of broken tackles. Slippery, right? We've been telling you about the rain. Tough to bring a guy down when he's soaking wet. That pass incomplete over the head of Jackson.
Probably a good thing that it was. Dante Stills with the pressure. Jazeer Cox would have come up and maybe got a tackle for a loss if the ball was caught by Jackson.
You would never know it's raining looking at Mike Gundy. You got to look at the fans.
Hey, his guys didn't play timid today. How many times did he say that on our call?
Yeah, he was frustrated with the Bedlam performance last week. Thought they came out and played with zero confidence. Ball's on the ground. Stills jumped in after it. And he's got it.
Wow.
Dante Stills in on the scene. Saw the fumbled snap. And the 5th-year senior has it.
As the fumble was recovered by the defense. First down, West Virginia.
Stills has played a lot of football, and you can see him right there, Johnny on the spot. Ball comes out, never had it cleanly, Rangel, and then all of a sudden, you can see the ball right there for Stills. Never clean in the mesh with Jackson.
Great explosion. Dante Stills, you know, he's been in the backfield all day.
He has.
He's been in the backfield all career for West Virginia. #1 in tackles for loss, 4th in sacks, 1st in games played. What a fitting finish this would be if that fumble is the reason West Virginia can hang on for this road win. He deserves it. Just an outstanding Mountaineer player. Anderson makes one man miss, but then taken down. You know, it's Stills following in the footsteps of his brother Dante and also his dad Gary, a great football family.
A lot of plays right there, a lot of sacks, 60 career sacks by that family.
Wow. And I think Dante will have a great opportunity to play on Sundays.
Yeah, there's some guys on that defensive front, he being one, that will have a chance at the next level.
Anderson can't find running room, and this will bring up a 3rd and long. Brock Martin, great stop.
Really nice job by Brock Martin. And what did Casey Dunn, the offensive coordinator, say? Is 55 still there for West Virginia?
Oh, yes, he's there, and he's made an impact.
And Brock Martin, you talk about a guy that's played a lot of football. Same with him. Just always the heart and soul of this defense. 3-time state wrestling champ.
West Virginia struggled on 3rd down today, just 3 of 11. They started 2 for 2, 1 of their last 9. Marchiol fires, it's tipped, and it drops incomplete. Xavier Benson got his hand on it.
Xavier Benson did a nice job of going up and knocking that ball down, because if he doesn't, that might be a completion. Marchiol sees his receiver. Look at Benson going up and knocking it away from Jeremiah Aaron, who couldn't quite, even at the tip, almost had another shot at catching the football.
What a great response from Mike Gundy's defense after West Virginia takes over at midfield following the Dante Stills fumble recovery. And they force them immediately off the field. Punt soars into the end zone for a touchback. Oklahoma State trailing by 2. They've got the football when we come back. Fourth quarter here in Stillwater. And that race is a good summary for the contest we've got going on in this Big 12 battle. Oklahoma State trailing by 2. Really, after TCU, it's really jumbled up in those Big 12 standings. Cowboys trying to bounce back from Bedlam, finish the regular season on a high note. Advance to 8-4. West Virginia trying to finish strong. They've got a 2-point lead. Defense on the field. Ollie Gordon has been the tough guy to bring down today. He's over 100 yards rushing now. Stays in the backfield for a 2nd and 6. Right back to Gordon this time. Couldn't get his footing. Stood up. Mike Lockhart. Brilliant tackle to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Lockhart fighting off in the middle, right between the center guard area. Just throws both of them out of the way, and it's right there on the tackle with Kobe. Young quarterback Rangel now 1 of 7 in the second half after starting off 15 of 27 and 158 yards in the first half.
Now they've stuck with him, though. The true freshman making his 2nd career start in place of Spencer Sanders. Takes a deep shot. Incomplete. He had Braden Johnson wide open. That would have been a touchdown if Johnson made the catch.
Johnson has Marcus Floyd beat. Ball is just right through his hands. Couldn't quite get to it, and then when he does, he just can't pull it away. I agree with you. If he catches that clean, he's still running.
How in this rain are you not wearing gloves? That's crazy. So West Virginia's defense comes up big again. Preston Fox stood up at the 40. Still very good field position for the Mountaineers. Anderson, 54-yard touchdown, and followed it up with a 57-yard touchdown. Look at this. In wins, Neil Brown's team, 238 rushing yards, and losses 122 today. They've got 216, so could be well on their way to a win. And what a win it would be. Oklahoma State undefeated at home, not just this season, but they've won 14 in a row here. Marchiol decides to run it. True freshman quarterback in place of Garrett Green. This is really his first time getting continued reps, multiple drives in the same game, and he has grown into this game. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
He really is, and it doesn't hurt when you have Anderson, Jalen Anderson behind you that's been able to run the football effectively, and that just takes the defense away. And just on that run example right there, he's able to pick up 9 yards on that first down.
Second and 1. To Anderson. Breaks a couple tackles and still churning those legs all the way to the 35. Gain of 16.
Yeah, and it's real smooth. Jalen Anderson has that cut, gone, and then he's by you. And they're moving at a tempo pace now after that first down.
Anderson again. Turns the corner, and he's hit at the 34. Mason Cobb on the tackle for Oklahoma State.
The defense just strung him out, and then all of a sudden Mason Cobb said, hey, I'm tired of this. I see your shoulders turn to the sideline. All I can do is come over and knock you out of bounds. The junior out of Provo, Utah, will make a lot of tackles, and he's done that again today.
He's got 9, 2 of them for a loss. West Virginia marching through Cowboy territory. 2nd and 8. Looking to add to this 2-point lead. Right back to Anderson. Upended at the 31.
A nice jump cut, making Mason Cobb fly right by him. He's getting his rhythm now. You can just tell the patience, but then the burst once he decides to hit the hole. This offensive line also understands if we give him one crease, he will get to the 2nd and 3rd level. If you're Oklahoma State, your safeties and your linebackers have to come up and fill the gap. They cannot miss because he will make them pay. Zach Frazier on the inside, one of the best players on the team, the center, has really done a nice job in the second half.
3rd 3rd and 4. Marchiol gonna tuck and run. Picks up the first down, needed 4, got 6. Gutsy run from the true freshman out of Arizona.
Jay, you can see the safeties and everybody stepping up on the outside. He looks that way and knows if I get through that first line, I will get the first down. Really good job by the young quarterback. The blitz was designed. They had extra pressure coming to his right. He just paused and took off to the left.
Sticking with the ground game, that time swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Xavier Benson in on the scene. 8 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Neil Brown's team, a 2-point lead, looking for more. A lot of talk swirling around this week. He told us, I'm focused on Oklahoma State. No bowl eligibility, but our team is motivated. You're going to see us finish strong. And his team has backed him up.
They're playing like this bowl game, like this is a bowl game for them.
What a win it would be to finish this season for the Mountaineers. Marchiol kept it into the red zone for the first time today. They've got 21 points, but they've all come from out of the red zone.
And this drive also is using a lot of clock. And that time they come the other way. Remember last time he was able to pick up the first down on that short run to the left. This time he saw the other side on the right. The end comes in hard. He's able to get around and pick up nice yardage.
7 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. Oklahoma's defense trying to get off the field on a 3rd and 2. They go to Anderson. He's been the hot guy all day, but that time stuffed. Did not pick up the first down. Lamont Bishop on the tackle.
It's a really nice job by the defense. After you know this team has run the ball effectively and run hard, then you find a way to stop them and force them into a field goal situation.
And they're going to send out Casey Legg. And why you do this is now you force Oklahoma State into needing a touchdown, not just a field goal. .34-yard attempt. And Legg drills it. Plenty of leg. Makes it a 5-point lead for West Virginia with just under 6 minutes left to play.
And they used a lot of clock on that drive as well. They were methodical with it and getting in and getting some points.
West Virginia leading by 5, trying to hang on. They're playing for their head coach, Neil Brown, here at Stillwater. So much going on, swirling on the final college football Saturday of the regular season. What about this run? Ollie Gordon carrying Mountaineers for a gain of 18.
Ollie Gordon getting back in the mix again and running that football effectively, and they're going to go fast.
All Spencer Sanders can do is watch. He's been such an outstanding quarterback throughout his Cowboy career. The Fiesta Bowl win against Notre Dame, outstanding. Everybody thought he'd have a huge season this year as Gordon continues to carve up this Mountaineers rush defense. Another first down gain of 11. Now, it's a shame that if Sanders does decide to go to the NFL, he didn't get one last game in Boone Pickens Stadium in front of this home crowd. People were hoping he'd be able to gut it out and play today. He's battled injuries for the last 7 weeks. Now can his team try and get the win with him on the sidelines? 5 minutes to go, trailing by 5.
You got the young freshman Ollie Gordon with 33 rushes, 127 yards coming into today's game, but really has had an effective game. He and DeAndre Jackson, the transfer from Texas A&M.
133 yards today alone. So more yards today for Gordon than he has had the entire season coming into today's game. This time it goes to DeAndre Jackson, though. Stopped shy. Lee Koba with another terrific stop for West Virginia. 3rd and 3.
They attacked the right side of the line of scrimmage the first few times. Now they're starting to really come back in the interior of the offensive line. And these guys have done a nice job of run blocking today after we talked about it in the beginning. They weren't getting it done. They're doing a much better job now.
They stick with the ground game. Jackson needing 2 yards, trying to push that pile, and he does. 1st down, Oklahoma State.
Yeah. With the rain also, too, just keep an eye. They haven't thrown the football, but all the receivers have taken the gloves off. And this is what you have to learn, how to catch the ball without gloves. But right here, really hard, strong running. He has his guys coming to push him. Generally, if you learn how to catch without gloves, you become a better player, because when it rains like this, those gloves become slick and you have to use your
hands. I would think you would want gloves.
They're tackified, but with this kind of rain, sometimes you look at all the receivers. They don't have their gloves on now.
Play action. Rangel in trouble. Throws it away.
Dante Stills again. I mean, you can just look up and say, okay, who put the pressure on? 55.
And there's a flag in the backfield.
He is upset.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's on the center, Preston Wilson. You know, the other thing for Oklahoma State, they've been battling through injuries. 16 starters have missed at least 1 game this season. A lot of those on the offensive line. Mike Gundy told us it's like musical chairs with that O-line.
They haven't found the right combination all the time, but it looks like today they found something in this run game with this offensive line and those 2 young running backs.
Backed up to a 1st and 20. Right back to Ollie Gordon. Right up the middle. Contained. Only a gain of 3.
Talk about that West Virginia offense. They had a 9-play, 44-yard drive. Used up about 5 minutes and 19 seconds. Now Oklahoma State is being methodical in how they're driving the football. Started off looking like they were going to go with tempo, and now they've kind of slowed into a rhythm.
Little more than 3 minutes left in regulation. Screen. Room to run, upended at the 35. That's a big-time stop by Lee Koba, the Mountaineers' leading tackler.
That's the one thing we didn't see. They did a lot against Oklahoma, and they had some mesh problems with the offensive line picking up people, staying married to them, especially what Casey Dunn said. That time, that was nice blocking. Koba just made a nice play on that screen.
That's his 14th tackle today. He's been excellent in that linebacking core. Critical 3rd and 7. Under 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Rangel gets it out quickly. It's caught, but shy of the 1st down marker. Nice catch by John Paul Richardson. But this is still 4th and 3. Got to go for it, obviously.
Yeah, you have to go for it here. You need a touchdown. And a nice secure catch by John Paul Richardson. And look, even the linemen are coming over just to get their hands dry. Preston Wilson right there, the center. It's a huge 4th down.
0 for 1 on 4th down today. Big spot for the true freshman quarterback, Garrett Rangel. Mountaineers trying to hang on. Pressure coming. Floats. Incomplete. What a stop by the West Virginia defense. Turnover on downs.
You really don't give yourself a chance on that play. They had it on the other side. Just throw something secure to get the 1st down.
Rangel comes up empty. It's West Virginia ball. Oklahoma State does have all 3 timeouts, but the Mountaineers have the football. Defense comes up huge. Under 2 minutes left. Rainy day in Stillwater, and for Oklahoma State, that 14 straight home win streak is in big-time jeopardy. How about the West Virginia defense? Turnover on downs. It's Mountaineer ball. Dante Stills, the 5th-year senior, has been a force all afternoon long. Hometown hero. Fairmont High School, just 20 miles from Morgantown. And if this is his final game in a West Virginia uniform, how fitting to come into Stillwater, wreak havoc. Markiol tripped up in the backfield. Oklahoma State does have all 3 timeouts.
Oklahoma State takes their first charge timeout of the half.
And they use the first of those 3.
Yeah, you better protect the football if you're West Virginia, because this Oklahoma State team, that's the one thing they will try to do, is turn you over.
You know, you don't want to be too conservative.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to keep it on the ground for all 3, but with the rain, anything can happen on a punt.
Well, and Lamont Bishop, number 11, was there on that play. And what they're doing now, they're selling out. So the key is, if you have Jalen Anderson in that backfield again, when you have a defense that's going to sell out, that gives you a chance, if your running back can get through, run down, and then just, especially if they keep using these timeouts, do not score. Force them to use all their timeouts. Yeah, unless he's just wide open and he has to go.
Now, we've seen Jalen Anderson break free for 2 touchdowns that went from longer than 50 yards away. If he can break free one more time, that would win the game for West Virginia. Cowboys defense trying to give their offense one last shot. Here's Anderson. And he's gang tackled at the 25. Mason Cobb there first.
Oklahoma State takes their second charge.
Mike Gundy does not hesitate. Takes the second timeout. 1 remaining ahead of this 3rd and 12. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus, a must-have for Big 12 fans. It's college basketball season now. You've got 50 men's games, 200 women's games on ESPN Plus Big 12 Now. You've got to get it today. ESPNplus.com/Big 12 Now.
Well, you talk about this defense playing some really good football. Dante Stills and a host of other guys. Koba with 14 tackles. Just the pressure that they've provided and everything that they've done to make it uncomfortable for the young quarterback. But also doing a nice job when it counts to slow things down. They've done a really nice job. Marcus Floyd, another key component with 9 tackles, being Johnny on the spot when they needed him today.
Tony Mathis into the game at running back on the left hip of Nico Markiol. The true freshman who came in for Garrett Green after he went down. And they're going to throw it on 3rd down, a risky call. And it's incomplete. Bryce Ford Wheaton streaking down the sideline. Markiol heaved it. And that saves a timeout for Oklahoma State.
It helps them preserve a timeout. Another low percentage opportunity. I'm thinking again, as good as Bryce Ford Wheaton is, with the rain coming the way it is, I don't know if I like that call. I mean, you give this Oklahoma State offense all the opportunities now with the 1 timeout.
Straw recovers, picks it up, gets it away somehow, but it didn't go much past the 50. A snap, it's wet. The rain coming down. The freshman out of Australia bobbled it, scooped it up, somehow got it away for a 30-yard punt, but that could have been even worse for West Virginia.
He's fortunate they weren't coming with the rush. They were with the return, so he had extra time. Doesn't field it cleanly, and then has to go back and get it, and just shanks it. Fortunately for him to even get that off. Again, everyone has to pay close attention to where the ball is when it's wet like that. That's the one thing you have to do in a game like this.
Great field position for Oklahoma State. They need a touchdown, trailing by 5. Rangel unloads a deep ball. Incomplete. But there's a flag that comes in at the 15-yard line. Braden Johnson tangled up with Malachi Ruffin.
The way they played today, I almost thought they would let that one go.
It looked clean to me.
Yeah, the hand fighting and
again,
everything.
we haven't seen a replay.
There is no foul on the play.
That's a great call by the officials.
Ruffin goes up
And he looks back.
Look, he's going to look back, and he sees the receiver. He puts his hands up. Even if he's looking back like this.
You know, Charles, in full disclosure, I was about to say great coverage. As the flag comes, I'm thinking maybe my eyes are misleading me. No, that's an excellent job by the officials to pick up that flag.
And good job by a young man that got beat earlier on a big play, coming back and making sure he's in it, because they know they're going to attack him.
Still plenty of time for Oklahoma State. They've got a timeout and a $1:22 to work with from their own 46. Rangel goes deep again, right back to Johnson. Can't hang on. Bobbled it. Ruffin again. They keep attacking that matchup, and Malachi Ruffin on back-to-back plays has come up big.
They're not getting any pressure on the young quarterback, and he's able to throw it out there almost again. But Ruffin doesn't panic again on this one. Gets that hand in there at the last second. That's two really huge plays by the defensive back out of Nashville, North Carolina.
The only thing is you don't need to go deep like you have the last two plays. You've got plenty of time.
I don't understand why they're not methodically getting down the field, just trying to go deep every single time.
Now a check down, and it's dropped off the shoulder of John Paul Richardson, and now Oklahoma State's in trouble.
And you're in a position where you have to score a touchdown. You've taken two shots, and then a ball that doesn't get caught. The game could end right here for you, as opposed to marching down the field trying to get some. Use the time that you have and the timeout.
Now this is the ball game for Oklahoma State. 0 for 2 on 4th down today. They need to get the ball to the West Virginia 44 to keep the game alive. A check down, incomplete, and West Virginia is going to win the game.
Yeah, I don't believe the last offensive series by Oklahoma State of what you're doing there. You give yourself no chance. And Ollie Gordon, you may catch this ball, but still, they can rally up and make the tackle. Two low percentage throws to a key guy that you have, but not doing anything to give yourself a chance to march down the field. That was a tough way to end the ball game for Oklahoma State.
They are stunned here in Stillwater. West Virginia had lost 7 straight against Oklahoma State. The Cowboys have won 14 straight here at home. Marchiol takes a knee.
You can hear a pin drop in this stadium because of the way the last offensive series just went. That was not a good way of playing football.
Oklahoma State is going to finish the regular season having lost 4 of their last 5. Stunned in Stillwater. Meanwhile, on the other side, what a win for West Virginia and Neil Brown.
He couldn't be happier the way his team performed and played. Mike Gundy had really had the number of West Virginia up until today.
We had told you a couple of times over the course of our telecast that the latest reporting from ESPN's Chris Lowe is they expect Neil Brown back as the head coach for West Virginia. This win definitely helps that cause as the Mountaineers come into Stillwater and shock Oklahoma State 24-19.
The caveat is you don't have an opportunity to have anything to control on that. The AD can come, but you won the game today. That's all that matters for West Virginia.
They finished strong. Oklahoma State, their first loss to West Virginia